Hi there. Today is episode 4 of the series SDGs in Action. How we can inculcate these goals in young minds right from the start. In my last series, I have discussed the SDGs from 1 to 11, and today I will be covering 12 to 17. And this will include some of the strategies and activities that can be done with the children in the early childhood years so that they can understand these goals easily and start implementing them in their lives right from the start. So here we go. SDG goal number 12. This goal talks about responsible consumption and production. So, responsible consumption is very important. We have to avoid waste. We have to tell children how they can stop wasting, be it energy, food, clothes, toys, anything. And in my Peaceful Humans Peace pedagogy, we do a lot of work on recycling and reuse. So children can do different activities where they're using newspapers to create paper bags. They can recycle toys. Recently, in one of the planting activities, which was done by our children, the little boy got a nice truck and he planted a money plant on that. So he has reused this truck to create a pot for the plant. So that is really, really innovative. And in this way, responsible consumption and production, the whole concept can be put into our children through little activities that they do in the classroom and outside the classroom. Moving on to the SDG climate action. So we all know about the global warming and what is happening to the entire ecosystem because of the irresponsible behavior by us humans. And for that, we need to make our children aware, to protect, to conserve, to pay heed to what they are doing, the activity. So we are talking about reducing carbon footprints, the waste, the way we are, mauling everything, cutting down trees in order to build infrastructure and doing all these activities which are actually affecting our ozone layer. It's affecting the entire climate, and there is so much of chaos that we can already see happening because of these changes that have come about. So we can give activities to children where they are planting trees, where they walk instead of using the car, a place which is closer by, and they can learn about animals. They can learn about how the bees are helping in conserving the climate of this world. They are, the kind of keeping everything in balance. So how we need to love our flora and fauna. So these can be taught through different activities. We are already discussing many of those, and we can also help them understand this through a skit. Maybe they can enact a skit where the child loves the tree and hugs it, and when a woodcutter comes to cut that tree, he says that you have to cut me first before you cut down the tree. Moving on to the next SDG goals, which are number 14 and 15, life below water and life on land. We have to be respectful towards every living thing on this earth. We have a responsibility towards them. We can see how whales are being hunted, how so much of fuel that goes from the cargoes into the sea is killing fishes. The plastics that are dropped in the oceans and seas and ponds are stifling our water animals, and these need to be taught to the children. We can do an activity where we talk about the life underwater and tell them how we should avoid throwing plastics and other things into these water bodies. Conserve, because the fish breeds and they need to have fresh water in order to be able to breathe. And in this way, we can tell children about these living things. Similarly, for life on land, we can do a lot of activities where children are going for nature walk. They understand nature. They see squirrels and they appreciate and the work that the squirrel does. And also we can talk to them about not littering a place, to use a dustbin in order to litter, to throw away any kind of unused things that they have. And these kind of messages would enable the child to understand and respect life below water and life on land. SDG 16 is peace, justice, and strong institutions. Here we need to tell children about collaboration, how peace can be maintained with the help of conflict resolution. My entire pedagogy, the Peaceful Humans Peace Pedagogy, is based on this. There are a lot of activities that I have discussed in my previous videos that you can watch in order to inculcate the values of peace, of justice, of kindness. One story that has come to my mind that can be narrated to the children is the fairness tree. So once in the jungle, all the animals had a lot of fights and they were not listening to each other and they had so much of conflict and they were really angry. And then one of them suggested that they go to the fairness tree. Now all the animals who were in conflict went to the fairness tree and told their problems. And the tree patiently listened to each of them. And they all started to work towards a solution. This is a short story that can make children understand the importance of conflict resolution, of negotiation, of building strong institutions, of partnership. We do a lot of activities involving teamwork, where children work in team, they take turns, and they are helping each other, supporting each other. And that is how they will build up the skills of peer relationship. They can develop teamwork, love for one another, harmony, and they would be able to take forward these in their lives. The last SDG, number 17, is partnership for the goals. Now we have discussed all the other 16 SDGs, and in order to reach these, we need to partner. Children need to be taught young about collaboration, about communication, about doing it together, about the sense of achievement of doing something which is positive to the society, to every living thing on this earth. So we can tell them to form groups and do certain activities like a cleanup activity, or they can help each other to build something, and they can work as teams to reach a certain goal. So we tell them that this is the activity you need to complete, and you team up, and then they're encouraged to work towards that goal. This is how partnership can be built up among the children. These 17 SDG goals are so integral and vital to our existence on this earth. We have done a lot of mess, and now it is time to clean up this mess. And in order to do so, for the next 20, 30 years, this process needs to go on. And who can do it better than the children who are now 2, 3, 4 years of age? When the right values are incorporated into them, they can take this forward as young citizens, as adults who are responsible, who have a feeling of ownership, who have a feeling of responsibility. And that is how we can change this world. Thank you so much for joining me today in this episode. And the next episode to follow would be how teachers and parents can inculcate these goals and how they can plan a curriculum or the activities around it, so that the children are able to grasp these concepts in an easier way and it becomes a part of their life. So thank you for joining me today, and see you again next week.